Like it or not, Facebook's new timeline format is almost here. On March 30th, the new platform will be rolled out across the super popular social media site. The changes to the overall look and feel of the site are significant and will impact how brands talk to customers and leverage content. So what does this mean for your small business Facebook page? Jason Keith is the founder and CEO of social media education company Social Fresh, and he is here to give us a primer on the changes and how to customize your page in advance of the launch. Great to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is go onto Facebook on March 30th and see, oh, what happened to my page?
I have no idea. Like your website went down, right?
Yeah, exactly. So this is great. Everyone should know it's not that hard to change, at least to do some little changes.
It's going to look very different right away, but there's some easy steps you can take that'll get you right into where you need to be.
Okay, so I've gone and looked at some of the people who've already changed their site and photos. I mean, there's that big photo across the top now.
It's a very big change. So it's almost like it's much more close to a real website now. And the biggest change that most people are going to notice right away is that huge photo, the full width of the page. And some businesses might have trouble actually finding an image that large to look really nice. And it's going to be the biggest branding element of their Facebook page.
Okay, so what do you do if you're scrambling between now and March 30th to find something and you don't have a designer to do it for you?
So if you don't have a designer, you don't have Photoshop, I think the biggest two tips I would give is to use an iPhone or some type of smartphone with a really nice camera. Those photos from those phones now are super high quality. So take some photos of customers, take some photos of products, of staff. Really try to find the personality of your business and use that as an image. Another thing you can do is to go onto Shutterstock.com or iStock Photos that have stock images. If you can spend a little money, $50 to $100, you can find these images and find a really high quality image to use there.
Great. And if you don't put something in right away, will it be blank? Or?
It will be blank.
Okay.
You can use photos that already exist on your page. Most of them probably won't be high enough quality, so they might be a little blurry. So I would just toy around with it. Log in a couple days before the switch happens if you can, and test it and see if you can find something that works.
Okay, great. And then you can use photos throughout the site a little bit more as well, right?
If Facebook wants you to remember one thing about this change, they want you to use more photos. Photos are the most reshared piece of content on Facebook, on Twitter, across the web. People react to them very quickly because they're easy to consume. It's a low guilt factor. They pass them on very quickly. Facebook wants you to get more reaction, and to do that, they want you to use more photos. And because of that, they've shown them much larger and much more. It's a much more beautiful page with these images all over the place than a bunch of text.
It's fun. It's fun for a brand because it allows you to tell your story more through these photos. And also now you have a place to put your history. Tell us about that.
And I think it's exciting. You know, mentioning telling your story. I think it's really exciting that Facebook is giving small businesses a place to tell their story very easily, so they don't have to build the website themselves. So the timeline now, it has its name because it has date links on the side, and you can add what they call a milestone. You can put a photo with it. It'll stretch full width of the page. You can say we were founded on this date. Ford has an example where they have the first Model T rolling off the line. You know, there's a lot of great examples of important moments in your business's history. Even Old Spice has made up moments where they say they influenced the baby boom. You know, things like that. You can have fun with it and really tell an interesting story that will keep people on your page more.
Now that's a nice way because we're all trying to tell our story. And I mean, frankly, for people who don't even know it yet, this is a nice way to start thinking about it, to try and start organizing yourself. Okay, messages. Not as many messages?
So messages is a new feature they're rolling out. It's going to be available in the admin, which people should look at, and it allows fans to message you privately, just like any other people on Facebook can message, right? It's important because what it'll do is it potentially can take complaints off of the wall of the page and give you more control over what shows up on the page and take those complaints into private conversations, which is where they belong.
Got it. Okay, and then for the admin section, what's different?
So not everything shows up on your Facebook page anymore, so you have more control. Not all of your fan page messages and not all of your fan messages are going to be on the wall. So in order to manage all that and decide what shows up and what doesn't, there's a place in the admin called the activity log. Log in there, look there, you can edit things, you can delete them, you can feature them, you can have all kinds of control, you can sort through stuff. It really makes a lot of sense of what is going to be a little complicated for some people. So log in your admin, go to the activity log, and it's going to give you a lot of control over what actually shows up on your timeline.
Okay, this is great. Thank you so much for this primer. Everyone, go to Facebook right now.
Yes.
Check this out. Get ready for March 30th. Thanks so much, Jason.
Thank you for having me.